Today's movie will piss you off. It's called Love Field, about an avid fan of President John F. Kennedy and her journey that will change her life. One morning in Dallas Love Field, Lurene Hallett, a die-hard follower of President Kennedy, prepares to go to the airport to see President Kennedy. Her husband wants her to come back to bed so he can break her back, but she wants to save her kitty for JFK. She brings big back Mrs. Haysbert with her, since both of them are fans of the president. At the airport, she uses Mrs. Haysbert to butt her way to the front of the crowd.
I'm sorry, she's paralyzed.
I am not!
She is about to shake hands with the First Lady when Mrs. Haysbert's bag gets mixed up with the crowd and she needs to pick it up, losing the opportunity to meet her idol. Driving home from the event, she sees police cars in a hurry. She approaches the furniture stores to look at the TV for the news and sees that the president was assassinated. At the parlor, she and her homies feel grief over this sad news. At home, Ray comforts his sad wife when he notices the maps on the table. He is confused why Lurene has these maps. She tells him that she is waiting for the announcement of the funeral location of the president and plans to attend. Lurene invites him to join the trip and treat it as their second honeymoon. He cannot go because he's too employed for that. He dissuades her from going since it is far and she is being crazy. This leads to an argument. Ray grabs the key to prevent her from using their car. When Ray has fallen asleep on the couch, she leaves the house and places a letter to tell him where she plans to go. At a bus station, she meets Paul and his daughter, Janelle. Paul is fine, giving great value Denzel Washington. Lurene feels connected to his daughter because she is the same age as her dead child. In the bus, she tells Paul her intention to attend the president's funeral, but she does not know the final location yet. Paul informs her that it will be in Arlington. People give them bombastic side eye since it's the Jim Crow era. Lurene is quite talkative towards Paul, and I feel like she want to hop on his D, but he's afraid because of the implication. It's nighttime, and everybody is sleeping on the bus, when Paul wakes up from a honking noise outside and sees Janelle standing in the center of the bus. He sees a car rushing and driving recklessly. He goes to his daughter to hold her and tells the driver about the car. This car causes a road accident, leading to a truck blocking the road. Lurene yaps to the white policeman that Paul witnessed the car accident. He feels hesitation as he is uncomfortable talking to the mayonnaise man. It turns out Paul has given Lurene a different last name from what is shown on his ID, but she clears up the confusion to the police officer. Luckily, there's a bus depot nearby. While Lurene and Janelle are waiting, the police are getting a statement from Paul about the accident. Lurene finds out that Janelle's mom has died. When she sees a wound on the top of her head, she brings Janelle to the bathroom to check. There she sees hidden wounds on her body. She feels something suspicious is happening. In the lounge, she asks Janelle if her last name is Cater, and Janelle says no. She assumes that he kidnapped her, so the Mayo girl meddles and tries to be the hero. She calls Dallas, Texas FBI to check if there is a report of a missing black child. The FBI tells her that there is one. Paul, seeing his daughter talk to Lurene, becomes agitated. After the interview, he asks Lurene who she called. She accuses him of kidnapping the child, but he refutes this, saying Janelle doesn't know him that well, but he's her father. The cop looks at them clearly having an argument. Paul manages to show proof that they are related through pictures, as Janelle points out his mother. Lurene is confused because she saw bruises on Janelle, so Paul explains he took Janelle away from a county home because they were hurting his daughter. The FBI calls back, and the three rush outside to hide from the police. Stupid white girls never mind they damn business. Lurene apologizes profusely, so Lurene and Janelle get the suitcases, and Paul runs in a different direction to hide from the police. She hears that the bus going to Arlington is leaving, so she tells Janelle that she's about to abandon her, but eventually decides not to. When the police ask the bus passengers about the missing black man and kid, one old woman snitches that they might be with a white woman because she was being very friendly with them. The police get her suitcase after the snitching. Paul steals a car from the repair shop and uses it as a getaway vehicle. At a gas station, Paul is tired of Lurene's constant yapping, so he tries to kick her out. He is scared that a white woman will be dragged into this mess because he already stole a car and might get a case for kidnapping. She uses her white privileges to convince Paul to travel together since they are going to Philadelphia, and it is on the way to JFK's funeral.
I didn't want to have to say this, but you owe me.
Betch, you called the FBI on him. Meanwhile, the cops talk to Ray about his wife. At a repair shop, she hears the president's corpse is going to be transferred. She asks if the black folks will visit the funeral since it is close, and the president did a lot for them. But the repairman tells her that JFK ain't done much for their people. The repairman tells Paul that having a white woman with him is trouble, and he should place her in the back seat. Paul agrees because her mouth keeps running like Niagara Falls, which she hears from afar. In the car, she is sad because she assumed that black people liked her favorite president, but he told her that they do not expect much from a white man. While driving the car, she starts to sing about a bird, and now we know why Greece too bombed. He happily joins in though. Lurene prepares a sandwich with mayonnaise, and I'm wondering how they keep that fresh. She asks him about Janelle's mom. Paul tells her that he did not marry Janelle's mother, Anna, because he was busy with pharmacy school, and Anna eventually turned him down and went to Dallas, away from him. After she died, he decided to get Janelle and take care of her. Lurene wonders if Paul's D is claimed, but he says he's single AF. The car breaks down on the dirt road. Lurene asks an oncoming vehicle to hitch a ride, but the white dude sees Paul and refuses. They ask her what she's doing with him, and she tells them that she hitched a ride to Virginia. Paul feels their racist aura, so he tells them he will fix the car to make them leave. Paul asks Lurene to hitch a ride by herself and leave them behind. As a white woman, she has the privilege that will help her get a ride faster. Once she does, she tells them that she will come back to help them. After she leaves, Paul gets the luggage and prepares to walk with Janelle. However, Paul sees the car of the white dudes coming, so Paul hides his daughter in the back of the car and walks toward the approaching crackers. The racist white guys beat him up, and his daughter sees the abuse from afar. Lurene visits her friend's mother, Mrs. Enright, to call Ray. Ray was worried because the FBI told him that a black guy had kidnapped her, but she refutes it. She asks for money, but he refuses and tells her to go home because he needs a BJ, and she's acting a fool. After their call, Lurene borrows Mrs. Enright's car to pick up Paul and Janelle. Lurene picks up Paul and Janelle and gets back to Mrs. Enright. When she sees two black people emerge, she accepts them into her home because she and her husband are also fans of President Kennedy. There, they watch Oswald get shot on TV, which makes the disabled whitey husband clap. They watch the funeral ceremony for President Kennedy on television, and Lurene is visibly upset, so Paul comforts her. And I just know Lorene's coochie started purring. The next day, Lurene tends to Paul's wounds when a policeman is looking for a black man who kidnapped a black kid and a white woman from Dallas. She tells the police that there are no black people here by using the N-word. Mrs. Enright talks from the second floor, telling the police to go away as she needs to get dicked down by her hubby. Afterwards, Paul plans to leave with Janelle. He gets all their things from the car and prepares to leave, but Lurene wants to join them. He asks her not to join because she already got the FBI on his ass and wants the trouble to stop. They argue because Paul is tired of Lorene's meddling. She thought that they had some connection, but Paul reminds her that they are in different worlds. They are black, and she is a bored blonde trad wife. He wants to bring his child away from Dallas to have a place where Janelle can grow up freely and be stupid like her. His words hurt Lorene's feelings, so he apologizes. Feeling his touch, Lurene kisses Paul in the barn. At night, Lurene enters the house where Mrs. Enright is waiting. Janelle is already sleeping, and Mrs. Enright tells them to leave tomorrow and drive the car to Dallas because her daughter will inherit it anyway. Then Lurene says goodnight to Paul seductively. Falling for a white woman who called the FBI on you is diabolical. In the morning, Lurene tells Paul and Janelle that it will be safer to leave without her because the police will look for the three of them. But Paul takes her with them. Mrs. Enright notices something sussy going on. Lurene goes to the motel to meet with her husband. After meeting with her husband, he drags her to a room to confront her. The news that she is with a black man is already spreading wider than her legs, and Ray is afraid that people might see him as a cuck. Paul sees Ray arguing and wrestling with Lurene, so he knocks on the door and pretends to be a manager, hearing some screaming in the room. Ray gets his gun and points it at Paul because he feels that he is the black man that broke his wife's back. Lurene convinces him that she just hitched a ride to Arlington with her and lies that nothing happened. She says if Ray shoots him, it will damage Ray's reputation because it will validate the rumors about her ghostwriting Paul's whip. Lurene tells Ray that she is only concerned with the little girl, and that's why she joined them. She calls her the N-word to reassure her husband that nothing happened between them. Ray moves close to Paul to place the gun on his head, but Paul manages to grab the gun and fight him for it. Janelle enters the room to check on them, which makes Lurene grab her to protect her. Paul manages to defeat the white twink, and the three run away, but Ray manages to get the plate number of Paul's car. Ray reports this to the police. At a checkpoint, a police officer informs them that the place near the White House is closed due to the funeral. After passing the checkpoint, they hear on the police radio telling to stop a Chevrolet car with a black man, a black child, and a saltine Sally, which the policeman also heard. When she thinks that they are about to be caught, Lurene carries Janelle to protect her and leave Paul's ass to the police. This stupid white hoe just made Paul look even more suspicious. The police still catches the three of them, and she screams as she's separated by Janelle. In the police car, she sees the First Lady. After a year, Lurene visits Janelle in a county house where she stays. She tells Janelle to prepare because her father is coming to get her because his jail time is over. Once he arrives, Paul asks her why she did the Karen haircut, and she tells him that she is divorced. Paul embraces her as a way to say goodbye, ho, and thanks for ruining my life. Janelle sees her leave from the window. Her daddy goes to hug her because they miss each other. But then, Lurene drives back because she wants to be a family. This movie pissed me all the way off because of how much damage Lurene did to that family for her selfish gain. And on top of that, Paul went back to her? This would not fly. Sure enough, this movie was written and directed by a white man. What did you guys think of this one? I honestly believe if this was written by a black person, the ending would have played out differently.
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. We got lots more of foolishness on this channel that'll have you hollering. And if you like to watch more, just click here or here.